much is the claim in this case?
Judge is presently owing $2,296.00, $205.50 court costs, total $2,501.50.
Okay, folks, how were you intending on getting this paid?
So we did have some questions because
Okay.
so at our previous hearing, we've been out since March the 4th, and Nicholas Gross was supposed to continue making the payments, and he did not. And we tried to sign a notice to vacate, but because of this situation, Nicholas has not been in contact with us. We've reached out to him multiple times. He was still talking to us in March. And he was like, I'm going to make the payments. I'm struggling. I'm going to make the payments. So we said, okay, well, we'll pay $1,000 towards it, which we have made all the previous for the length of the lease. We've made all the payments. Nicholas has not made any payments. And then he was supposed to take over as of March because we moved to the Upper Peninsula because I got a job at. So Nicholas was supposed to take over everything. At the beginning of the March, I kept saying, hey, you got to make the payment. Don't forget to make the payment. He said he was going to make it. And then we said, we'll pay $1,000 to help you, so you only have to pay like $500 odd left of what is due for rent for March. And he said he was going to make it. And then we found out he also moved his girlfriend down and the dog. And he said, I'm going to go to the housing and let them know we have the dog because now he has to pay a deposit for the dog. So I kept texting him like, hey, make sure you make the payment because you're accruing late fees. And then he said he was going to make a payment. He told us that we stopped down like the second week of March to get a couple things because we also had a business down there that he was supposed to be the GM of. But because we ended up closing that location. But we went down and get stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I dropped a check off on Friday. So I was like, great, you dropped your check off. He said he talked to them about the dog and his new roommate. And then towards the end of March, like March 25th, 26th, I happened to log into the apartment app and saw that it still was not paid. So I called him and left him a voicemail. I'm like, hey, you told us you were going to pay this because we asked him multiple times before we moved. We said, if you can't afford the apartments, that's fine. We have to submit our 60-day notice. We have to pay the buyout. You just have to let us know. And he reassured us multiple times, like, I'll take care of it. So we believed him. We gave him the benefit of the doubt. He hadn't been paying for rent for almost a year. So I reached back.
Can I stop you for a moment?
Yes.
Thank you. So the issue here is they are suing for possession of the premises only.
Correct.
The two of you, if I understood you correctly, you guys are in the UP now. I don't know what those balloons are. I got to turn them on. I don't. All right. So that you know that I operate off a state system and somehow we have to turn it off, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. I like the balloon. So anyway, so they only want possession of the premises back. They're not suing you at this time for any money damages or anything along those lines. So one of the ways that you could do this is just consent to give them the property back. Mr. Gross is not here. They could take a default as to him, and then it's 10 days. There won't be a money judgment. There would be a judgment, but that's it. If they come after you for the money, the reality of that is everything that you just explained to me may be something where you have a claim against Mr. Gross because you weren't there and he was supposed to take it over.
Yes, we have been out since March, and I did talk to the housing department and I asked if we could sign a notice to vacate, and she said because of the situation, we couldn't sign the notice to vacate until he signed. So they were supposed to do a welfare check because I said he's not in contact with us. He won't communicate with us. He texted me for legal reasons. He can't talk to us. So we don't know if he's there. They were supposed to check if he was still there, but we have been gone since the beginning of March. So from our end, from the Ross family standpoint, we're not there. The apartment is yours. But as far as we know,
Okay.
they're living there as of the middle of March, but we can't confirm. And the apartment was supposed to, so I don't know that they did or they didn't. But the apartment's not in our possession any longer.
Are you guys married?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, Mr. Ross, you do a very good job of just sitting there being quiet. I'm,
Thank
you
you.
have not said one word. So here's what we'll do. Rather than even making it a consent judgment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter a default judgment as to defendant 3, Mr. Ross, hold it,
Gross.
Gross.
Mr. Gross, right, for defendant 3. And then I'm going to find no tribal issue as to defendants 1 and 2. That'd be the 2 of you. And grant a judgment for possession to the plaintiff. And an order of eviction would enter in 10 days, but that's really not going to have any bearing on you guys. And that way, if he doesn't come up for air, respond, do whatever, then they're going to go in and they can take the premises back and do that. And then any issue regarding what monies may be owed is probably going to be a fight for another day. Should they try to find you guys and do everything. How's that sound?
Good, sir.
That sounds. Thank you.
So finally he says something.
Yeah, sure.
I was shocked. I didn't know if he was connected to audio. I didn't see his top light up at all. And all of a sudden it did.
11 years. I'm learning.
To the extent that you care or the grosses care, I will say this, that my client has done an inspection of the premises. Looks like Mr. Ross, Mr. Gross is out, but there is some property remaining in the unit, is my understanding.
Okay, but that's not your property, so they've done that.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it that way, and then you guys are all set.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
So if there's something else that they need, someone will reach out to us, right? We don't have. Now, is that what's happening or?
I think from my client's end, as long as they get the judgment, they'll go in and move anything out that's not there, assuming it's not gone after. I've got a writ date of 5/6, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay. So no, we should be all set. If there's an issue, as Judge Simpson indicated earlier, if there's an issue with the money later, my client can pursue that, whether they will or won't. I don't know the answer to that question right now, but yes. And if you guys want to try to square it up with them or do something, you're always welcome to reach out and see if you guys want to do something. I know that you've got your own issues with Mr. Gross, and you guys can sort that out between the 3 of you if push comes to
Okay.
shove.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You guys take care of each other, please.
You too. Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Right.
Shady again.
Huh?
You got shady there at the end.
Yeah, I know. They're talking. I'm like, really?
Thanks so much, Your Honor.
All right,
Did you
thank-
submit that by my file?
Pardon? We don't have my file, but you can send it to us by email too.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Excellent.
All
Will do. Thank you.
All right.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You can come right up. You can come up right up to the podium. You're good. All right. Your name, sir?
William Short.
All right. Okay, where are we in this case?
I had a chance to speak to Mr. Short, Your Honor, and it sounds as if he is already in the process of moving. I believe he'll be out by today or tomorrow. So we just would like to dispose of this with a conditional dismissal, wherein the terms would be that he's going to vacate no later than the 1st of next month. A little bit of a wiggle room there.
Mr. Short?
Yeah, I'll be out of there, sir. Hopefully my VA rep, he found me another place in the city of Ann Arbor, and my stuff's all boxed up, bagged up, and all we're waiting on is the keys. And that's supposed to happen today, after they go in and inspect it, the paint.
Right.
So I'm gonna sign the lease today, and I promise you, if this don't go according to plan, I will take myself out of there by the 1st. Because I do have a tent. I can still live in a tent. So I promise you, I will vacate it.
All right. You said you're working with the VA?
Yeah, I have a veterans representative. I'm in that HUD dash, it's like section 8.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah, and I'm in that program, but so I can't make them work any faster.
No, I got
I've
you.
been kind of on hold for like the last 3 or 4 days, all my stuff boxed up in crates, and so I promise you, sir, I'm not trying to give nobody a hard time.
No, I don't think that you are, but you're gonna be out by the 1st.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm hoping today, you know, I don't have that much property, so it shouldn't.
All right, so they're doing this in form of a conditional dismissal. You understand what that means?
Yeah, I got to live up to my end of the.
Right, but the case will be dismissed. Okay? And then if you move out and live up to your end of the bargain,
Well,
then what will happen is it will remain dismissed.
okay,
If you don't vacate,
I know.
right, no dismissal, but if it doesn't happen, okay, then what will happen is that they can then file with an affidavit, basically reopen the case.
I'm not
And
gonna lie to
then
you.
enter a judgment and rent, okay?
I'm not gonna come in here and look you in your eyes, and I'm not gonna do that and lie to you.
The look in my eyes?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you about moving. I promise.
Oh, no, Mr. Short, I don't think you're lying to me at all.
Okay.
I just have to explain some of these rights to you and make sure that you understand that what's going on, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I don't need you to be sending that guy to my door. You know,
No, he won't go anywhere.
I don't need
He's
that.
got to be with me. All right.
Yeah, I've always admired you and respected you. I think you're probably one of the best in the Walton County. I really admire you, sir.
Short, that means the world to me, and thank you very much for saying that. What branch of military?
U.S. Army.
You're an Army guy. Okay, well, and I'll say this to you and I'll pay you a compliment. I get to do what I get to do because of people like you. Yes, absolutely. And I always am, I'm always mindful of that there are those that sacrifice, and you sacrificed and I didn't have to. And so I want to thank you for that. All right, sir. All right. So what I'll do, I'll indicate that this is a conditional order dismissal. All right. And I wish all the, council, the one thing that I would change in that.
Sure. I'll be able to get this submitted later this afternoon, Judge.
Yeah, if you get it submitted later this afternoon, it's going to have to indicate that he's going to have the 10 days to move.
Okay.
Not the 1st, but really the 6th. And the reason that I do that is because he's going to be operating with folks from the VA. And I want to make sure that he's not stressed and just moving
That's
himself
perfectly
out
acceptable, Judge.
to keep to the end of his deal. And it's not anything he's doing. It's people a bureaucracy trying to move.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Short. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Watching you on YouTube. I
Pardon?
see you on YouTube.
You see? Thank you. You too.